Beautiful to see everyone. Welcome. We can start by taking a deep breath. It's coming into the room here. Just to open up to this inner connection, this inner place of power, true self power, Christ mind, our one mind. This place where nothing can hurt or be hurt. Where no opinion lives, where no thoughts of difference, no thoughts of separation. This inner sanctuary that we live from. There is one source of life, and that's this inner truth. We're not here to misuse this source of life. We're here to dwell in it. We're here to rest in it. We're here to unlearn anything that is unlike it. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved, is today's review lesson. This is a help. This helps us, doing this lesson helps us to come back to this inner source, to God. We don't want to misuse the power that God has given us. We don't want to misuse it for doubt, for miscreation, or separation. It seemed like there was a part of the mind that wanted to misuse this power. And it made a mess. It made a mess. But there is no need to stay in a mess. There is a song I like. Kristen Miller, she sings, "It's quite a mess you're in, but it's nothing love can't fix." And this is a choice. This is a moment by moment decision to clear the mess, to choose the right direction of our thinking, to stop choosing ego thinking, to just lay it down, to just say, I'm open. I want to lay down my defenses. I definitely want to lay aside my opinions. I want to lay aside my conclusions. I want to lay aside all my beliefs, about time and space. And everything in time and space. I do not know what anything is for. I do not know my brother. I do not know my sister. I want to know who they are. So let's go within. And find the space inside that love has prepared for us to meet. So we do have lesson 90 today. For this review, we will use these ideas. Let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Let me realize today that the problem is always some form of grievance that I would cherish. Let me recognize that the problem is always some form of grievance that I would cherish. No matter what problem we think we have or perceive, it's a form of grievance that I would choose to cherish. Let me also understand that the solution is always a miracle with which I let the grievance be replaced. Let me also understand that the solution is always a miracle with which I let the grievance be replaced. Today I would remember the simplicity of salvation by reinforcing the lesson that there is one problem and one solution. The problem is a grievance, the solution is a miracle. And I invite the solution to come to me through my forgiveness of the grievance. I let the solution come to me through my forgiveness of the grievance. And my welcome of the miracle that takes its place. My forgiveness of the grievance and my welcome of the miracle that can take its place. Beautiful. So it's all about recognizing the problem, the grievance that is held in mind. It can never be fixed if we think it is outside. And we have this power to go in and release it, release our grievance. Nice. So we are directed to really get it here, that there is a miracle waiting when we release the grievance. In the second part of this review lesson, let me recognize my problems have been solved. I seem to have problems only because I am misusing time. Seem to have problems because I am misusing time. I believe that the problem comes first and time must elapse before it can be worked out. I think we all can agree to that belief. We believe that we have a problem first and that time passes before it can be resolved. I do not see the problem and the answer as simultaneous in their occurrence. That is because I do not yet realize that God has placed the answer together with the problem so that they cannot be separated by time. God has placed the answer together with the problem So they cannot be separated by time. This rings true. This realization will release the problem. Because the belief in time is the belief in sacrifice. It's the belief that there is a cost, something you have to pay, work it out. But God is the answer, the source I spoke about, the love. Eventually we'll just be in that love and we will not understand the word problem. The Holy Spirit will teach me this if I will let him. And I will understand it is impossible that I could have a problem which has not been solved already. I will understand it is impossible that I could have a problem which has not been solved already. That's it. That's this place of love where we will not understand the word problem. And these forms of the idea will be useful for specific applications. I need not wait for this to be resolved. The answer to this problem is already given me if I will accept it. The answer to this problem is already given me if I will accept it. That feels like a good one. If you feel you have a problem. Time cannot separate this problem from its solution. Time cannot separate this problem from its solution. Beautiful. Because time just makes further problems. Time just perpetuates that we have a problem. So this practice is also an undoing of time. It's undoing the linear time. We'll come more and more to an experience of simultaneous time, of the present moment. And that's where we want to live. We can't live in time. We're not alive in time. We're dead in time. We're like walking dead or sleepwalkers. Jesus describes time as being rolled up like a carpet. And we're standing at the end of time, looking back, thinking we're still there, out there in time, and that events are real. But as we forgive, we're actually rolling it back. We're coming back again. We're remembering the truth that we never left. And once we're back there, we'll say, ha ha ha, we will laugh. We said, that was just a dream. I was never up there. That was a weird dream. Maybe we'll say first, or we still remember some of it. And as we wait, we'll not remember any pain. And we will not even remember a dream in the end. And this dream of bodies, this dream has bodies in it. It's a funny play. It's a weird game of all those billions of bodies doing crazy things or little things, like little ants. See how many millions of ants there is, even in one anthill, I don't know how many. Probably we can Google that, but I don't even want to. This is also something, let's stop Googling. Let's stop trying to get answers in the world. But if you think of how many ants there is in one little ant. It's like the world. And this world is not much different. Actually, sometimes I think the ants have a better collaboration than humans. They seem to work together. And this is the purpose, to start to collaborate, but start to realize that minds are joined. Start to realize we are really together, and not just together, we are one mind. Who can we fight with if we're one? Who can we defend against or attack? What is going on? Why are we like little ants? Who can do something to anyone? Bodies seem to be able to harm each other. So what that body is doing is wrong, but what that body is doing is good. All this judgment, all these opinions, hurting, seeming to be able to hurt others and get hurt. Attack, defense, defense, attack. Let's give it up. Let's lay down the sword of judgment. Jesus calls it the sword of judgment. Dangerous thing to hold. Let's give it to him. God is into the last judgment. That's the only judgment we need. It's God's last judgment. It's a judgment of freedom. It says, you're free, you're whole, and I love you. And we're one. So it's the undoing of personhood. It's the release of the persona. Persona is the one that has defense, that has opinions, that has taught itself a whole bunch of meaningless stuff that we need to undo, we need to unlearn. And we taught it through our parents, our schools. We taught ourselves through many different ways, but we're not like little victims to what was told us. We decided this. Our mind chose it all. It picked out, okay, that teacher, that abuser, that parent. It picked the characters for this game, for this play. And then somehow at one point it says, oh, why is this happening to me? But that can be the wake-up call. I'm going to face the pain. I'm going to see through it. I'm not going to blame the characters and perpetuate the game. I'm going to face it and wake up from it and heal, whatever it takes. And this is the start of true self-love. This decision, this whatever it takes, I'm going to face it. I'm going to go through it. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of us for doing this, of taking our steps and doing the inner work. Looking at our minds, going through whatever we need to go through to heal. But yeah, this responsibility is important. We take responsibility for our minds, for our state of mind. We don't blame. But we can pray. We can say, help me with these judgments I'm having against these people or against these past events, or help me, Spirit, help me love, to see clearly, to heal. And in our group, in our community, we talk. We say, let's talk, 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 talk. Let it out. Let's talk about what our beliefs are, what our pains are, what our issues are. Let's not hold it within, because sometimes if we hold stuff within or stuff, we stuff it. And it can be difficult to get clear on our own. Sometimes just talking, we just goes really quickly to release something. Just talk it through. In these sessions, we allow some sharing if something is pressing, if something is up for your healing. Solveig.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I think I just want to put things out that I think for a couple of days felt like I've gone through the crucifixion. Yeah, in a way it's beautiful because I experience all this anxiety, panic attack, depression, everything I know so well from the past coming up through, and somehow, at least at one point last night, I felt so grateful. Just as you were saying, like the space for it to come up and come through. Yeah. At some one point, I suddenly realized that I kind of associate love with loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Insight. Jesus talks about that. A crazy belief.
Yeah. It's quite crazy, but I suddenly saw how it's woven into all these things coming up.
I'm always so grateful when someone has an insight like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and right now it just feels like I don't know exactly how to go through this, but as I shared with Peter this morning, it was like I was dreading the morning because I had this and this and this to do. And I was just laying in bed thinking, no, I don't want to do it this way, but I don't know how. And then, yeah, he just said something about maybe just really allow every moment. And I was okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is it, it's very beautiful to surrender, to say, I do not know how to do this. That's the point where the miracle can come in, where I do not know, this grievance or this pain hides a miracle, and having that prayer or that just to say, I don't know, then you're really in an open place to have a shift. It's okay to be in that. I don't know how.
And it's very symbolic. It's just following the days of the Easter again. It's like so yeah, looking forward. Whoa.
He wants to be in here.
Oh yes.
Easter time soon.
He's such a teacher. He's bringing a lot of stuff up for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Solveig. Resurrection time. Thank you. Okay, we have Lena next.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lena. Good to see you.
I've had an upset with my sister. I invited her here 3 times. And every time she claims she can't find the way. So I walk for half an hour to meet up with her and go back. We agreed on a time, and I've been waiting for her outdoors for 10 to 15 minutes. So the other day, the same thing, you know. So when she finally came, she asked me, "How are you?" And I said, "Well, this doesn't feel very good. You know, we have an agreement on the time, and you don't show up at that time, you know, and I'm also walking like half an hour just to meet up with you."
Was she ready to hear that and talk?
No, because as soon as I said, like, it doesn't feel very good, she just exploded. Then we're not going to see each other anymore. And she started walking off. She really exploded. So I just said, maybe it's better you go home. Back.
Mm. So you have a longing.
No, I think, you know, her reaction, because it's funny the way she always does. She asks me, "How are you?" And if she doesn't get the answer that she wants, she just explodes and wants me out of her life. And, you know, I'm sick of it. I don't feel meeting with her or being with her.
So, but why did you first want to meet with her and be with her in the first place?
Honestly, the week before I had my daughters here and I cooked some nice meal and I had leftovers and I can't eat, so, and I didn't want to throw it away. So yeah, I invited her to come and have a meal.
It's good to look at what the beliefs are. Because if you're already angry at her, yeah, it might be mixed feelings. You have this food available. You're thinking, yeah, you could give the food to her.
Yeah, maybe it was not the right intention to invite her just for a meal. And I also think, you know, the week before I groomed her dog again, and I'm feeling just it's taken for granted now that it's my job to go and groom her dog for free.
So she's giving you lots of opportunities. Your sister is giving you lots of opportunities to forgive. And especially how it's going to go, you can decide on your own state of mind. No matter what happens, I want peace to come out of this. I want peace of mind. And then be prayerful, because you know your sister, you know her earthly mentality. What do you want? How do you want to love her? How do you want to show your love to her and to the universe? Because this bitterness in you is, you know, you are responsible for your mind, or you can work this through in your mind and decide in advance what you want. Because it's almost like you go towards her and you get slammed, or you expect gratitude from her, but you'll never get it. And that's the thing. It can be only my own gratitude I earn, you know. It's one of the lessons. And you do, you earn, you have God's gratitude and your own, you know, but you can actually not expect thank yous from the outside world.
No,
So-
it's more a question of whether I'm supposed to continue to groom her dog or not.
Exactly, what's your motivation? But if you think you're doing it for your sister and she should thank you, you're probably never going to get that, you know. So this is an opportunity for you to look at that bitterness of that. What is this, you know? It's wanting her to be something she's not. To ask, what would love do? Because even when you take that long walk, stand there to wait for her and meet her, you know, to pray, what would love do? And even this you could know in advance that this can happen. Instead,
Yeah, there's a question in my mind. Can I actually say no? You can actually find your way by yourself by using Google Maps. I don't need to walk you every time.
maybe. But
I
look
think-
at that too. Do you want only love for her? Do you want to see her sinless? You know, this is, Jesus says that, because he talks about you and your brother are not bodies, but he's saying you don't have to try to see your brother without a body, your sister literally without a body. But you need to ask yourself, do I want to see her sinless? Or is there something that wants to blame her? Is there something that wants to be angry at her, push her away?
I think I have a thought of people pleasing in my mind. It's a lot of people pleasing. It feels like it's a feeling. Okay, I have to say yes to everything she requests because otherwise I'm not loving to her.
Do you know what Jesus said?
What would
Yeah.
love do is like, yeah, say yes to everything.
Well, Jesus actually says that you can't say yes if it doesn't hurt yourself or the other. That's what he says. But it's also a practice to be guided, because you have a lot of deprivation in you, belief in deprivation or bitterness, and you, because you think you always should do the right thing. I should always do the right thing, and then I'm going to be rewarded by God. I think you can look at that.
I don't know what the right thing is here. That's why I'm bringing this up.
Well, like you said, you should always say yes to her. But when you say that, there is an indignation in your voice. There is an anger.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, honestly, I don't want to do these things.
So why do you do it?
Yeah, there is a belief I should say yes to her.
Should you say yes to her, or do you want to heal?
Yeah, I want to hear.
That feels good. That feels good. Remember that. Remember that when the ego says you should do this and that for her, or say yes to her, or explain something to her. Remember, I want the healing. And then speak from that place. And do from that place.
Thank you.
about. Yeah. The characters in our mind, the characters in our lives, they present the opportunities to look at resentment, to heal, to release. Always.
Hi, good morning, Jenny. Barret.
Hi, Copus.
Good to see you guys.
Likewise.
Great to see you.
I just wanted to, so I'm on lesson, There's No Love But God's. So it's a very beautiful lesson. And as you know, I only had that one release. Like I've only felt release, real release, like emotional release, like 10 years ago. And I know that Barret told me, you know, do some journaling. So I asked ChatGPT actually to how to do, gave me some helpful hints as well. So it actually,
Yeah.
I started looking at what are the beliefs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what came to me is to get in touch more with your feelings is, okay, what do I feel now? Instead of intellectually trying to figure out your beliefs,
Mm.
you just kind of exhale and say, oh, how do I feel right now? And you can do that anytime.
Mm.
Just very simple exercise to identify feelings, and that is also an inroads to beliefs, but it's a gentle way, because you are, you know, you're a thinker, you think a lot.
Mm. Mm.
Maybe become a feeler.
Yeah, that would be helpful, I think. I was very much a feeler when I was young, when I was small, and yeah, even my teens. And I still am when I'm on my own, you know, I don't know, like I just feel this judgment or criticism that's going to come from outside if I expose or let up my emotions, you know. So mostly I do it by myself and not really with anybody else. But yeah, you can see it would be helpful.
Yeah, and you can choose who you do it with. Feel safe, you feel trust, and you do it with yourself, with spirit within you. But then if you feel like talking to someone, yeah, you don't have to do it with everyone, just where it feels helpful.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Barret.
I love your colors.
Yeah.
I love you guys too. Okay.
Really, yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Karin, and then also.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because of the Easter time, and Lena brought up this sharing about sister, and I have the feeling all my tension and hip pain, and it's about this, my relationship to my sister and mother. But I don't see my sister, so how to heal that, how I perceive her, because I think I have given up seeing her, and so I have to work with it in my mind without seeing her. That's actually my belief. So as you said, the way is actually just to look at what do I expect, and what are my grievances towards her, and what do I actually want. and I can see I actually want to love her, but there's so much in the way that I believe in, and I've actually given up. I have stepped back and just left it as I don't want to look at it, but it's painful not to look at it because it is still there.
Yeah, and that is important to look at it. And when you say I actually just want to love her,
Yeah,
I feel you love her. The moment
do.
this is it. There is no time. Like we read in the lesson, there is no time lapse between problem and the solution.
Okay.
When you accept that miracle, I love her.
Yeah.
There's can you feel how
I feel it, yes, because exactly when I said the love, I got so warm.
yeah.
I feel it around my heart.
Yeah.
But I think I have. I realized when my family was here the other day, I have explanations of why I don't see her. I think that's what is going on in my mind. But I just want to love her. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you need to journal and clear things that you believe about her or explanations,
Yeah.
you could, if it creeps in again.
Yeah.
But if you remember, because you're in the right mind when you want to love her.
Yeah.
You feel it. You're like, you just want to extend, no matter how she is. Doesn't matter what she's like. You can just love her.
Yeah.
There's no other power. Whatever misperception, whatever misunderstanding has no power over you when you just want to love, when you just want to be in the right mind. Defenselessness is strength.
It's really nice to hear because that is what I practice with the other members in my family. I feel so calm. It is really a nice time when they're here, even if they're a lot. And that's a big shift for me. So it's also possible to have that relationship with my other sister, even if I don't see her. Just love her, just accept.
Mm-hmm.
That must be the answer.
Yeah. Because it's all in our mind. All our relationships are in our mind.
Yeah.
They're not interpersonal. They're all in our mind. All these characters, the people, all the relationships.
Yeah. And this thought that I think I have to meet up with her, no, it doesn't feel right now. It's just in the mind and the work is to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because whenever there is something painful or something tricky, the ego wanted something. Even if we, like Lena was sharing about giving, even if we want to be giving and we get slammed or smashed back, we wanted something. Maybe we even giving something nice to someone and they don't appreciate it. Something we wanted from that act. So if we feel hurt. So yeah, it's good to come back to this. I don't want anything from anyone. I just want to love them, no matter what.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
It's a delight to join with you.
Yeah. Okay, next we can go to Asa.
Hi, good morning.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Rosa. Good morning.
So when you spoke in the beginning, I felt that I could just feel and see that I am putting conditions onto life, postponing my happiness and my freedom. I could see it so clearly. And the areas that came up was my son again.
Mhm.
That I'm waiting to be happy for some very odd reason. That's how it looks to me now. When I heard you share there, I just saw that yeah, I insist that it should be different, basically. So I want something.
Yeah.
I'm so stubborn in this area. I'm so stubborn. I insist so much.
Yeah.
And I
Yes,
don't want it anymore.
because it's still special and stuff.
Yeah. And I look at him and his life, and he looks more sane than most people, you know, even though he's been homebound for 15 years. So,
Yeah. And who is to judge? Who is to judge how a life should look
Mm.
in planet Earth?
me, obviously. Me thinking.
Yeah, and who can release it?
Yes. Yeah, I'm angry, you know.
So is it you want to tell God this is unfair or something?
Yes, yes. I want to say words to him that I'm not going to say, but that's what comes up. It's like,
Yeah. And so God is beyond this. God is, in a way, God is not part of this. God knows about it, but God is not part of this trauma issues. So whatever you wanted to say to God, this is unfair, say it to the ego. And that doesn't make sense too. But you know, you can allow your emotion, but really give it over. This is
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I keep coming back to that and insisting is tangled up with you said specialness, but I would say maybe that's the same thing. But what comes up is I have to fix it somehow. I should be part of the fixing part, even though, of course, I know it doesn't seem to work that way. But I that's the hook, I think, also.
yeah, somehow you believe something should be different.
Yes.
Something should be different, and then I can be happy.
Yes. And then he can be happy and live his
Yeah.
life.
And that's the trick. That's the trick thought here. And that gives you deep responsibility, self-responsibility, because you can't
right on.
Mm.
So I'm carrying it around all the time.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah. Have this song come to mind? Let all things be exactly as they are. Maybe we play this.
And now I'm letting myself be exactly as I am. So that's a very good start.
Indeed. That's it.
Because there is peace spreading in my body now. I have lots of tingling and I feel so much more relaxed. And
Beautiful.
you're beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, we can't change the past. And form, the world of form is past. Key is, solution is to not try to change the world. Let me rather try to change my mind about the world. And this is what you're doing here. The song that I have.
What did you say?
I have a song in mind. I'm going to see if I have it. Yeah, I do. So let's share the song.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you for your presence.
Let all things be exactly as they are. Let me not be your critic, Lord. Today I'm judged against you. Let all things be exactly as they are. Let me not attempt to interfere with your creation, distorted into sickly forms. Let all things be exactly as they are. Let me be willing to withdraw my wishes from its unity. Thus let it be as you created it. Let all things be exactly as they are, for thus will I be able to recognize myself as you created me. Let what can frighten me? When I let all things be exactly as they are. Let all things be exactly as they are. What can frighten me? When I let all things be exactly as they are.
Beautiful. Yeah, that was a lovely burden to give away again.
Yeah, again and again.
Yeah. And
Really.
actually, when the song was playing now, I felt much more love also.
Mm. Nice.
Yeah.
In love was I created. In love was I created, and in love will I remain. Mm.
And I feel so much lighter and longer and thinner.
Nice. Yeah. Some burdens were falling off.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your openness. That helps so much. Who's next? Peter, and then Sidson.
Hi, good morning.
Peter, good morning.
It's been touching this morning. Been looking at grievances, a reminder that grievances block the light. Kind of came to me more strongly, really. I need to do something about this in a way. So we've watched a number of films which have been about forgiveness and letting go of resentment, grievances, especially with the father. We watched Shaq a couple of times. Yeah, very touched by just very accessible way to be with God, actually, and the miracles, and seeing how the anger and the hatred really are blocking, and seeing it in Mac's life is really helpful. And I can feel this turning in me, the desire to forgive, which I guess I haven't really had, even though at times I've practiced it. Yeah, I can feel the yearning for that. I do trust it more that I have to do the opposite to what I think, which is hold on to my resentment, actually, almost to punish, really, or to, if I let these people go, then somehow, yeah, I'm just weak and defenseless to it happening again, or stuff like happening again.
If you
so there's
grievance.
Yeah, I'm. It's coming, and so I can see there's been a lot of pride there. You know, really a lot. Had all the shame that I've been expressing, but I could see there's a lot of pride that has wanted to hold on and and not trust God. Yeah, it's been with many members of my family. Just started looking at my mother today, and I could just feel this rage, really. So, yeah, when I look at my father now, I don't really know quite if this is true or not. I just see the light. I see the light. That's what I see. That's really a little unnerving, actually. You know, so, and I think it's part of the process, because that's what I've been practicing, is, you know, doing that forgiveness lesson, joining in the light, and seeing the person as my savior. And seeing my father as my savior feels a challenge. But I kind of see that it's true. I saw that was true in the shack. And other film, you know, it's God, the worldly father, but God, the celestial father. I can feel it is similar somehow. That way.
Yeah, if you think God in the shack is loving, which she is, it's such a loving character. Imagine how much more loving the real God is, you know. It's intense, immensely love, you know. So beautiful that you could use that movie to open up and clear so much and forgive. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. You are love.
And when you said about magnificent is God, when you said about God just so much more than the film, in a way, that suddenly felt a little terrifying, actually.
Well, maybe that's why you're drawn to the film, because it makes it accessible. She's a breathtaking God, right? She's caring.
Yeah, the way they took him through judging, and yeah, that was powerful for me.
Yeah. When he goes into the cave.
Yeah. Yeah, and he meets wisdom. And they've already been speaking about it in the garden. She said, you know, you're judging a lot. Seems like you've already judged everybody. I remember, yeah. And he could see that, you know, he was asked to judge between his children, and he couldn't do that. There's something about that, and Sophie's Choice, the film, which she had to choose between her children. Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand all this, but I can just feel that I don't want to sacrifice love anymore. That's what it feels like I'm doing.
Yeah, and love has never sacrificed you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's very safe to come back.
Yeah, it sort of feels like it's bringing up the hurt of the child somehow, which I guess it would.
Yeah. And that hurt is also going to be taken from you. It's going to be really.
Just I felt we were about to end, but it didn't feel quite finished. And then I thought, oh, this is my typical needy place of holding on. But it does feel like there's something here still.
Yeah, the hurt child, the little hurt child.
And exposing it, you know, not hiding behind the pride.
Yeah.
You know, why, and this feeling the shame somehow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't feel fair. That something like that doesn't feel fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is good, and all you can do is to allow this too. And this too shall pass. You can just allow this. This is fine. This is healing. Yeah, thank you. I see you. I wrap you in a blanket of love. You can be there for the healing of this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. We have Seed Cell next.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Seed Cell.
Good to see you. I don't know what to say. I'm all over the place. First, I thought that ant story, it had to be for me because I live with ants at this time of year for the last 10 years. And I've always been allowing the small ants to, you know, make me go into a anger, sadness. Why me? And this year I've been much better with the ants. And we had an agreement that I used chemicals so they stay away. And it worked. And then last weekend, it didn't work. Something happened and I'd never seen anything like it. Just 15 minutes before session last Saturday, there was this box and I lifted the box on the floor and there was this meter by meter ants. And I put the box down and luckily I had the vacuum cleaner in the hand and they were gone. But I allowed myself again just to have a, you know, a flip. And then I had to go. I wanted so much to be here. So I went on. And the whole session was just for me. It was like I think 8 people talked, and no matter what they said, it was just mine, you know, just coming out. And in the end, I thought I have to say something, just like today. And then the same thing happened. Peter said, oh, I just want to say that all of this was just perfect for me. And I thought, okay, Peter even said what I wanted to say. So, you know, I just, thank you. That was the ant story, but I don't.
The undoing of the ant. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't even have to speak anymore.
The ant just played it out well. No, I think today I heard so much about family and I'm like, I pushed them all away, you know. I made them do really horrible things, so they left me, most of them, and also my friends. And I'm not mad at anybody anymore. I've seen the play. I seen my play. I seen the play that it looks like they did something, but it was me. I couldn't I couldn't handle people, you know. I could only live a life where I could be places where I could move. So I could be with people for 10 minutes, 3 hours, whatever, but I could move. I could always move away. And with family, that becomes difficult, yeah. And when you move out of country and people come and live in your home for 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and also, so just want to bring back that this is the past. This is the past. And the
Yeah, so my question is, I'm there now where I don't feel anything grievances towards many people anymore like I did. But I feel, should I do it? When I hear other people say I figured it out again, and I don't feel I have the skills to open up again. I don't know. I don't want to open up to my past people. I just want to, like Karen said, I just want to love them. And I've worked through so much with all of them in my head, and I can't find a person I can't say I love. But I'm still there where I feel guilty that I don't want to open up again.
Well, this guilt is something you can look at. And so to be sure you feel like you give them over. You have given over these people, you know, and I think the ego always puts in a should, and that you also should feel guilty.
Yeah, I hear you. There's something like you can't love them and you haven't forgiven them if you don't want to see them again.
That's not true. So that's the conclusion you made,
Yeah.
intellectual.
Yeah, I can see that. There's always a rule.
Yeah, the ego, the mind wants to make it harsh and hard, and you should.
Yeah, and I even think the only reason I dare to bring it up is because I've forgiven a person so much, and she just called the other day and thanked me for a thing I did for 10 years ago. And the same thing happened to my husband the day after with another person. So I think there's a level of, I want to clear this all the way. I just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me join you in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I want to love them all the way, and I want to love myself. For if I don't see them, I still want to love myself.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. If you don't see them, or if you do see them, you know, this is also something to give that over to spirit to decide. And if something is meant, there will be so obvious. You're not going to miss it.
Like her calling.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. The should is never useful.
No, I could hear it. I could hear it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our screen got a big whale came up. The screen screensaver came up. Beautiful fish in the water. Just hear the message. Just we love you all. I love you all. It's from spirit. Love you. Until next time. So the next session is tomorrow evening at 7:30. Okay. A beautiful, beautiful day. A beautiful present moment. Good to join you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.